Hello everybody, it's Dave from Tanked Up Life. Doing an update on my 30-gallon aquarium. Looking really good. Really, the water is really crystal clear. I have not done a water change this week. I normally do it on the weekends, did not do one just because the water is really spotless. So I'll let it go another few days. Maybe I'll do one next weekend. Probably do a 30% water change. Tank is running great. These Aquarium Quiet Flow 20s are really working perfectly. I don't think I'm gonna put my Fluval 307, even hook it up to this tank, because why have that extra electric draw and whatnot and all that currents when these have a very nice quiet flow. They're 125 gallons per hour. They're working great. The water's nice and clear. The plants are doing really, really well. This thing is just a beast, whatever type of plant this is. I really don't know, but it grows like crazy. We've got an Amano shrimp hanging out over there. He's eating that. There's like some white film that grows initially on new driftwood. You can see some over in the back. And the Amano shrimps just kind of devour that. Java ferns are doing good. Oh, there's another. We got Amanos hanging out all over this branch here. Here's my mystery snail hanging out on the side. The honey gourami, who I just caught nipping at the shrimp. Oh, so this is a problem. I cannot have my shrimp get eaten. I don't know what the deal is with him. He's supposed to be a very peaceful fish. I've got 3 cory cats. One of them is a female and is constantly laying eggs. Unfortunately, we missed it the other day, but there were eggs all over the glass, like all over the tank. It took about a week before the fish slowly picked them all off. I've got my rummy-nosed tetras, where if you look how red their faces are, rummy-nosed tetras, you can tell the water quality by how red their faces are. So obviously these guys are doing fantastic. Their faces are nice and red. I've got 6 Harlequin rasboras. I'm probably gonna just get maybe 2 more, up to 8. And that's probably it for this tank, other than adding some more orange pumpkin shrimp for my Fluval 5-gallon. I do have nano fish in the back. God, I forgot what these are called. They're not CPDs. They're cool, but you know what? You really don't see them too much because they're always hiding out in the plants. You really have to totally step away from the tank for them to come out. So, you know, it was just something cool that I wanted to add. I got them online. They're tiny, they're colorful. I don't know if you can catch them in the video here. But, you know, they're very, very shy. The only plant that's not doing good here is my red tiger lotus. You can see this leaf is kind of beat up. There are 2 of them. There's one on each side. There's another one on this side. Hopefully they come back to life. I mean, they're a very hardy plant. I don't know why they're not doing well. But everything else is growing great. This wispy fern thing is growing awesome. The red plant's doing good. Java ferns are doing good. Nubius nana, doing good. This guy, this big tetra here, I don't remember what he's called. If anybody knows the name of this tetra, put it in the comments. That fish is over 5 years old. I can't even believe he's still alive. All of his buddies have since passed away, but this guy is like Timex. He just takes a licking and keeps on ticking. He even looks old. He looks gray, but he's gonna be 6, which is absolutely insane that he's still alive. Other than that, I've got a few cherry shrimp in here. There's one over there. I have one, trying to move slowly with the camera, up here. There's probably 2 or 3 more. I'm gonna move some orange shrimp into here. Right now, the orange shrimp that I've been breeding in my Fluval Spec V 5-gallon, I've been putting in my 20-gallon tank. But I want to slowly start, putting them into this tank. One of the issues though is like an orange shrimp and a red shrimp, they breed, you end up getting like black shrimp. Not that I really care, but since my shrimp are orange, other than these old red guys, that's what it's gonna have to be. Anyway, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on my honey gourami, being that he's now all of a sudden picking on my Amanos. And my Amanos are my favorite type of shrimp. Look, they're all hanging out. So I think that honey gourami may have to get moved or brought back to the pet store if I keep catching him nipping at my shrimp. I don't know if he's hungry right now, and that's why he's doing that. He's territorial. Not really sure. Look, he's even nipping at this. He's even nipping at Mr. Mystery Snail. So I don't know what's up with him today. Anyway, other than that, though, everything is going great with the tank. This higher light, which I talked about last time, I got on Amazon. Fantastic light, full color spectrum. If you buy this light, you want to buy the maximum length. Like this light is the like 35 to 55. All right, so this tank is only a 30-gallon tank. I think it's about 35 inches long or something like that. So you want to get that size light. Initially, I bought the smaller light because I was afraid that this light would be too long, hanging over the sides. That was a mistake. The light ended up being, way too small. It just covered the middle of the tank. So these brackets do slide in and out. So just if anybody's looking to buy this light, it's an amazing light. I have them on, all my aquariums. I actually have 3 of them I'm not even using. Definitely highly recommend the light. You can completely manually program it. It is a little tricky, but the instructions are not really written that well. But for the basic setting, where you're basically just setting the start time that you want it to come on, the time you want it to come off, then what time you want the moonlight mode to come on, and what time you want the moonlight mode to go off, is very simple, very basic. When the power goes out, the only thing that you have to redo with this light is reset the clock on it, because there's a clock so that it knows, obviously, what time to do things. So right now it's showing the off time, which is 6:30, and then the moonlight mode comes on at 6:30. The light automatically powers up like a sunrise and powers down like a sunset. So I really highly recommend them for plants. When I did my bow front, I actually had 2 of them on. I was doing CO2 injection. So I really put on a lot of light, and one of the lights I'd only have turned on when the CO2 turned on, and it would shut off when the CO2 was off. But I feel like that's overkill. Like, there's no CO2 injection in this tank, and look how fantastic it looks. I mean, the water's crystal clear. The plants are pretty much all growing great. Stand is looking great. At some point, I was going to upgrade to a very expensive, $1,000 fish tank, like an Oazi, or one of the expensive fluvels. And you know what? Like, I'm so happy I did not. This tank was the $1 a gallon tank sale. So the tank was $30. And then the stand was on sale at a PetSmart for like $150. This is a rock solid stand. You could stand on this thing. It actually has holes in the back for filtration. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have filters in there yet, but there's holes in the back, 2 of them for filtration. Obviously, you can hold a canister filter. I have it basically holding all of my supplies. I bought these trays so that the chemicals wouldn't drip all over the shelves and wouldn't get fish food all over, so that's working out well. But I mean, really a beautifully well-built stand. It's made by Solder, who basically, makes like home furniture that you put together, but it's not like garbage. It's actually, look at the finish on it. It's really a quality stand. So anyway, this whole tank with the filters, the cover, the light, the heater, everything here costs less money than one of those fancier tanks. And it still looks almost as clean. I obviously could get rid of these filters, and I'll hook up a canister filter, and then you kind of had that clean, top look to it. But you know what? I think these actually look pretty good. They're actually doing a great job. They're totally quiet. These are the Aquarium Quiet Flow 20s. They're rated at 125 gallons each, so we got 250 gallons of filtration for a 30-gallon tank, which is pretty awesome. And you can see just by the water that the water is really just crystal clear. I have not put aqua clear or anything in the water. It's not even using the filter pads. It's using a roll of, that's just a roll of filter pad that I bought on Amazon that I just cut and shove in that the blue thing's supposed to be like bio, I don't know, it's like the replacement of biomedia. And they make no sound. You see how this thing is completely quiet. And the current is gentle, so everybody's not getting blown all around like they would if I put my Fluval 307 back on here. All looking great. My platinum neon tetras, which are those white guys I spoke about last time, they're not bothering anybody in this tank. But they're very aggressive. They're not like a blue neon tetras. But they're not bothering anybody in here. So Anyway, that's just an update. There's not much new. I think the only thing I'm going to do is add a couple more Harlequin Rasboras. I had 6. I want to go with 8. And that's it. Other than that, everybody's really doing great. I'm really happy with how clean this tank looks. Again, I don't normally go with a background, but I found this background on Amazon. It just blends so well with the tank. I had a white background on the back. I didn't like it. This looks fantastic. I have the magnet here on the side, which I pretty much never used. The tank is just spotless. So I, really have not even used that magnet. There's nothing on the glass. There's no algae. I'm just using API Lead Zone. Once a week when I do the water change, and then I put it in one more time during the week. And then I also use Flourish Excel. Same thing. Once when I do a water change, and then one other time during the week. And the algae is kept at bay. Look at this guy. Look at this weird... This is why I love Amano shrimp. I mean, what is this position this guy's in? He's all bent over. It's very unusual. They're just so interesting to watch. You kind of can't miss them. The size of them. I wish they would breed, but I think I mentioned in another video that they have to lay their eggs in salt water. Very strange for freshwater shrimp. So there's, whatever you get, whatever you put in your aquarium, that's what you're going to get. You put 5 in there, you're going to have 5. You're never going to have more. Whereas Neocaridina shrimp will breed, but Amanos will not breed unless you they have to lay their eggs in fresh water, similar salt to regular ocean water. Really strange. I do have some nano fish in the back. I don't remember what type they are. They're not CPDs. That they're cool. There's probably like 10 of them in here, but you don't really see them. They're really shy. So, a little extra life swimming around the tank, but it's really when you step away that they come out. They really don't come out when you're, when I'm close to the tank like this. Anyway, that's my update. I'm going to keep the camera on the tank for a few minutes so we can just watch the fish. I mean, that's why we all are in this hobby. We all love keeping fish and shrimp and loaches and, all that good stuff. Like our own little universe that we're like God over, right? All of these creatures' lives are in our hands. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a pet store and you see the betas or bettas and they're like, have no air, they're lying sideways, you just want to like rescue them. I get annoyed when I go to a fish store and I see sick fish, I was actually at my local fish store last weekend and there was some kind of really fat looking catfish, and he had marks all over him, and all the fish were beating him up, going at the marks that were on him, like cuts all over his body. And it was nonstop. And I actually went to the person there and I'm like, you guys have to move this catfish. He's getting beat up. Like there's nowhere for him to hide. It was some type of he was in a tank with cichlids and they were like basically just gonna kill him. And luckily they moved him out of the tank, but it was kind of like, why did I have to tell them that? They should be looking out for their fish. They should see that on their own, that this fish is getting beat up. He's not going to survive. Get him out of the tank. So if Mr. Honey Garami doesn't calm down, he's going to have to go somewhere. Not sure where, but. All right, that's enough ramblings, everybody. Enjoy. I'm going to do an update on my 20-gallon high later in the week. I just put out a video today on my Fluval Spec 5, but I've got this new laptop that's got an NVIDIA GeForce 3050 graphics card built into it, so I'm so excited I can actually do really good video editing. So part of this video is just so I can play around with the editing and add some music, some closing shots, the like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm not sponsored. I don't do this for money. No affiliate links. I just love fish, and I've learned a lot from others on YouTube, even though I've been keeping fish for 40 years, but there's always something to learn. So that's why I put these videos out there. So at least if you're, on the fence, you can look at this tank and realize that there's nothing magical going on here. There's no CO2 injection going on. It's 2 $30 filters, a $50 light, some substrate, some plants, and a giant, driftwood sculpture that cost me about $60, and some rocks. And as long as you maintain your water parameters, don't overfeed your fish, do water changes, fairly regularly. You can have a beautiful tank like this in your home. I mean, usually the first thing when people come over, they go right to the fish tank. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that thing. It's so awesome. Anyway, okay, folks, enough of my rambling. Like and subscribe and enjoy. We'll talk soon.